Okay, so let's talk a little bit about winter solstice. Let's see what they have to say about that. And then we're going to talk about the drones right after that. It's so funny. You have the people that are like, it's UFOs. And then you have the people who are like, the drones pretending to be UFOs. And then you have the people who are like, it's just drones from the government and the government's lying. So what is it really? Okay, so let's listen in on winter. You know what I see is holly, and I see those red berries. You know, during winter solstice in the past, my aunt would always, it's winter solstice. You want to come over? We're going to be doing the pine cones and the holly and the berries. I'm like, okay, sure. Sounds good. And it's more of a big deal, winter solstice, I think, for those in the northern hemispheres, because you get seconds more, minutes more of daylight in a day, and the days start to actually brighten up instead of being super dark in the morning and super dark at night. And so I would go over to my aunt's home and we would say, okay, what we wanted to get rid of or have help with by holding a pine cone, and we put that in the fire. And then that would be our way of transmuting it into the light, right? And then you'd hold the holly with the pretty berries, and you think about what you want to attract in, what you want to manifest in, what are your desires, your wishes, your dreams, and you throw that in the fire, and then you watch the berries turn like a blue color and then pop, you know? So it was a lot of fun during winter solstice. The important part of winter solstice this year, the most important, is for us to enjoy ourselves, because there are going to be some rocky, bumpy days ahead. And so any chance, any opportunity, any possibility of us enjoying ourselves, we have to take it. And I get this, taking it by the hand like this, take it, as Kristin says, and run with it. Okay? So any opportunity right now that you have, any chance, any, okay, you go and you take it and you run with it. I used to say another saying like, I'll milk it, because we got plenty of heavy stuff. That's the easy part. Okay. But when the good stuff comes, or you want to create good stuff, you want to have friends over, you want to go out for a nice walk, whatever you want to do, take it and run with it, because there will be some heavier days coming. Any opportunity, it's really important to build the light within you, especially when there's going to be some heavier days coming up. You know, nowadays, with the heavier days that I've had with health issues and surgeries, I can see it coming, and then I'm like, well, I guess I better buck up. We better get ready for this then. That's almost like, I don't go, oh, poor me, it's going to be so hard. Oh, I don't do that anymore, because I've been hit so many times with difficult stages in my life that I look at it and I'm like, all right, well, let's go. Let's go. Let's face it. Let's jump in. What's next? But I also say, how can I make this easier? Is there an easier path to this? Oh, there's not. I gotta face this difficulty? Okay. Well, that sucks, but I'll do it anyways. Face the fear and do it anyways. Everything you want is on the other side of the shit show. All right. So anything else with winter solstice? With the winter solstice, I see what looks to me like a silver, crisp energy coming in. I see it sweeping across the land mass, and it's doing a lot of clearing, transmuting, and it's also helping us by reminding us to focus on the positive sides of life. You can focus on the heaviness. Yeah, that's easy. It's all around you. Look around, people. But it's this winter solstice energy is reminding us to focus on having fun, enjoying ourselves, what the fruitful parts of life, what more is out there, the curiosity, the magic, the enjoyment of the experience being on Earth. It's not all woe is me, hardships, and it's not meant to be. And I really just see holly with the berries. And if we feel like having a nice fire outside and we feel like doing that, ritual, we can do that. If you don't have pine cones, use holly. If you don't have, do whatever. It's what you want to get rid of, and then what you desire and what you want to bring all the good stuff in. Awesome. Okay, and what? One more thing about the winter solstice. I'm seeing Game of Thrones, and they're in the winter stage. Last season, they're in the snow. The snow is coming at them. They're going through the snow. It's cold. It's hard. They're going one step at a time. That snow is really heavy. And what I'm seeing is, be sure to enjoy yourselves while you can as you trudge your way through the next, I'm seeing 5 years now. We're moving along to 5 years, possibly a little bit longer. After that, things improve, things get better. We see businesses starting to kind of open more. We see the economy doing better. The people that are put in power are there for a reason and a purpose. If they do not work directly for the people, they must be removed. So it's important to say no. It's important to stand up. It's important to speak up for ourselves. It's important to, hold the line. If we don't do that, we will get run over. So the last thing about the winter solstice is to please enjoy ourselves. Okay. Now let's talk about the drones. It's the government. It's so the government. I remember recently when they were interviewing this government official, they're like, so what's happening with the drones? Do you know who the drones, where the drones are coming from? And the guy goes, no. And I'm like, why did we have a pause there? You're like, give us a break. And that's where this authenticity and this energy permeating us, this gold light that's coming in, it's going to help us discern who's telling the truth and who isn't. It's the government testing their equipment at nighttime, more advanced drones, more advanced equipment in order for surveillance of its citizens. And then I see China, and I'm seeing how China does things. Have you seen their drones? They have little drones that look like little birds, and it flaps its wings and it looks like a real bird, and they send it out. You don't even know you're being watched because you think it's a bird. So the point being made is that the technology advancements is allowing the US government to further ahead for civilian surveillance, as China is doing, which allows for more clamping down and controlling of the population. Now I'm seeing the UK, and I'm seeing surveillance in the UK, and I'm seeing the citizens all cutting the poles down, spray painting the cameras, putting silly putty on the cameras, using a lighter to burn the cameras. And that's what we need in order to fight back. Although even then, with us fighting back like that, they will find other ways to make this type of technology to make it blend in so we don't even know what's happening. So it's testing these things out. It's testing out surveillance. Anything else? We're not going to see it for much longer, so the drones in the sky aren't going to happen for all that much longer. It's just another way for those in charge, and I get quotations, in charge to use technology to watch over the citizens, similar or like China. But I'm like loving the UK when I see the UK and what they're doing. So they have cameras that are filming their carbon emissions. So if you have an old car and you have a lot of emissions, there are cameras that are going to watch your car and show how much emissions are coming from your vehicle. Then they get your license plate, and then they send you fines in the mail. So not only are maybe you broke, you have an old car, basically going to be fined for that with these cameras. I was like, okay. But I also see, speed cameras, and I also see just surveillance cameras. And people are even using their own drones with like a bucket, and they hoist the bucket up with the drone, and then they drop the bucket right over the camera. They're really, I'm like really proud of them in the UK. If there's anybody that you think you're going to try one on with, I wouldn't want to do it with the UK citizens. No, I wouldn't try that. I've known too many of them in my day. I wouldn't, no. No. Even I know that. And I've had several friends in my day, and I would never, ever dream of trying it on with them. Okay. All right. Yay, yay, yay. Yay. Oh, you're jumping off the cliff, Sangita. Sometimes that's a good thing, though. Even when you don't know what the outcome will be, sometimes it opens the door for fresh new energy to come in, especially if you can give yourself some breathing room, and you can take, some people think, oh, I'm going to leave this job and I'm going to jump into something else right away. And most of the time when I listen to Spirit, they ask us to take a break. Take a break if you can. So like for a month or two, and then we get our energy good. And then we move forward. And then we attract in an even better outcome for ourselves, if you can financially. All right, you guys, love you.